today's video is kind of different to my usual makeup tutorials because today I'm going to show you how I created this makeup look using real flowers. So using real flowers to incorporate into your look was a really big trend in the late 60s with the Summer of Love and people attending festivals like the Monterey Pop Festival or Woodstock. They just started to use nature materials and incorporate them into their makeup look, and that is what I did with this. So all of the flowers you're seeing on my face currently and in my hair are 100% real flowers. I went to the forest this morning and picked all of them, and if you want to see how I created this look and you want to know an easy way on how to attach real flowers to your face and incorporate them into your makeup look, just keep on watching. So this morning I went to my favorite forest. I actually live quite near a very beautiful forest, and I picked all of these amazing flowers and also the ones that I already put up in my hair. So it's summer, it's spring, there are so many beautiful flowers, and I think it's great for a hippie look, and I really wanted to incorporate some real flowers into my makeup look today. So I also got some dried flowers. Maybe I'm gonna use them, I'm not too sure about that because I really want to use fresh flowers. But if you want to do this look in the winter or you want to use some sort of preserved flower, what I would recommend you to do is to use one of those flower pressed things. Just put them in there, dry them, and then you can do pretty much the same thing that I'm gonna do now, because basically I'm just gonna do a very light and easy summery makeup look, and then I'm gonna glue those flowers to my face. So during the 60s and 70s, especially with the hippie movement, using flowers as makeup parts and incorporating them into your look was a big trend. People used to put them in their hair, people used to put them on their faces. However, back then they probably didn't use lash glue, which is what I'm gonna use. But if it's like a hot day and you're sweaty, they pretty much just stick to your face. And I also once read in an interview about a girl who went to Woodstock, and she said that they also used that kind of greasy stuff that some people use on their hair and just put the flower petals in that, and then they stuck that to their faces. So yeah, I'm just gonna create a very light and easy makeup look now, and then I'm gonna show you how I apply all of the flowers for the perfect hippie Flowerchild 60s and 70s makeup. So all I've done so far was to use a light skin tint to kind of cover up any imperfections. And now the next thing that I'm going to do is to apply a bit of blush. So the 60s and 70s really were all about a youthful look, and I'm going to use this little Baby Lips. It's actually a colored lip balm, but I think it works great as a blush. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of lightly stamp that on to the sides of my cheeks. And then I'm just going to use my fingers and I'm going to blend this in. And I'm also going to use the slightest bit of that on my lips because I really want to go for that fairy-like hippie look. So I'm gonna just apply a tiny bit of this and then rub it in with my fingers because I really don't want to go for a heavy look. Also, I'm really sorry if it's really loud right now. My apartment building is still under construction. They've been working on that for like almost 3 months now. I hope they're done soon, but I'm sorry if you can hear that in the back, that's the noise. So I really want to keep it simple with this makeup look. I don't want to do any heavy eyeliner or anything because I think this look is really all about that natural glow. So before I move on to the actual flower makeup part, I quickly want to talk about this hairstyle that I did. I don't really think it's a hairstyle, but these are just some elderflowers that I picked up in the forest. They kind of come in these shapes, so it's basically just 2 tiny branches of that. And I just used some clips to put them up in my hair. I really love that look. I think it almost looks like a crown, and I think that's so beautiful. So if you were wondering, that is what I did here. So now let's move on to the flowers. So I picked this beautiful handcrafted vest as a top to go with this look because I wanted it to be as colorful as the flowers that I picked up. Just one more little thing before I actually tell you about the makeup. If you go into your local forest and you pick up flowers, please make sure that you don't pick all the flowers of one kind because it's actually really important for the bees and the nature. And I think a lot of the 60s spirit was also about appreciating the nature and not taking away too much of it. So just make sure that you leave behind enough nature. But I picked this from a giant field of flowers, so I think that's okay. So I actually found a bunch of these beautiful little yellow flowers. I hope you can kind of tell what they look like. They're so cute. This look also reminds me so much of that Nancy Sinatra picture. I'm gonna put it up right here, in which she looks so gorgeous. But I kind of wanted to go a bit more hippie on that because I think her look is a bit more of that like 60s doll, and I really wanted to go more of the hippie route. Also, you can obviously recreate this look with fake flowers if that is more what you like, but I really wanted to use real flowers for this. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna clip them right behind their heads so that I really just have the flower part left. And then I just have this little thing of lash glue. So I am going to put some of the lash glue. I'm gonna put up a close-up of what I'm doing here for you because I think it's kind of hard to tell. But I'm just kind of making sure that I really get a lot of glue on there. And then I just put it on my eye. I'm just gonna lightly press it on until it feels somewhat secure. Like that, the first one is on. Gonna do the same thing on the other side. So this is obviously never going to be perfectly even because you're working with nature materials, but I'm trying to even it out as far as possible. Just like that, we already got 2 on the face. So let's see, what else do we have? So I also found this gorgeous purple flower that I hope you can kind of tell what it looks like. This one kind of consists out of different little flower parts. So I'm gonna take them apart and actually glue them in the inner corners of my eyes. So I really love to spend a lot of time outside, and whenever I'm outside, I cannot get over how beautiful the nature is. Like honestly, look around you. We live in such a gorgeous environment. And I think that is what really kind of draws me into the whole hippie movement and the whole sustainable thing, because I personally try to live as sustainable as possible. I live vegan, I try to avoid plastic, I really try to not pollute because I want this planet to live. And I want all the generations coming after me to be able to enjoy nature. So I'm taking a little bit of this on a tiny piece of paper. I think that's the easiest way, if you kind of just dip them, and then I'm just placing it. I also found this gorgeous lilac purple flower, and I love the big petals, so I'm gonna take it apart and then kind of glue them like right down here. So I'm gonna be very careful not to break the petals. So I want to place them kind of like this. So I honestly think the easiest way to do this is to take your glue, put it on a tiny piece of paper, paper towel, whatever you kind of have, and then dip the petal in there. This is actually really special for me right now because this is how I wanted to attend my graduation, like when I graduated school. But everyone else in my school was wearing like tall dresses and everything, and even though I always felt kind of confident in my style, I went to a very conservative school, so I just didn't want to spend all night telling people why I looked like this and why I decided to wear this. While everyone was wearing like a glittery, very modern, long slitted dress and a lot of crystals and gemstones and like having their faces contoured and everything, I was actually wearing a long white crochet dress with an open back, and I paired it with some wooden heels, and then I had a flower crown which I made myself. So in the end I think I kind of found the middle way of going, but like looking at how this is turning out right now, I wish I would have done my makeup like this because this is really a lot more me. I'm gonna move on with these cute little buttercup yellow flowers. I also found a bunch of these really cute white ones, so I'm gonna use these next. So honestly, I just do the same thing over and over again. This is probably easier if you press them first, if you like dry them and press them. But honestly, this works pretty well. I also think it's the easiest if you just use your fingers and your nails to kind of take the flowers apart. I actually want to use more of these little white ones because I think they're so cute. And I'm just trying to make it as even as possible, but if it's not, I don't think it really matters. So I'm actually going to use some more of these blue things and put them in the middle of the white ones because I kind of want to add a bit more of that purple color. But honestly, I don't really have a plan here, and I think this isn't really plannable because you can never plan which kind of flowers you're gonna find, so just go with it. Honestly, just with all of these makeup looks, just let the nature inspire you. Just feel free to experiment with it and be creative with it. So that is it. That is my finished look. I'm gonna put in some close-up shots now so you can properly see what I did. was a very different video to my usual makeup tutorials, but I think incorporating real flowers into your makeup look is great for that late 60s summer of love hippie look. And when I looked it up on YouTube, there weren't really any tutorials on how to do this, so I kind of figured it out myself and I just wanted to share it with you. So if you guys were looking for an easy way to apply flowers to your makeup and to use them, I would just recommend you to follow what I did. So basically just to go outside, find the flowers that you like, and then just lightly tap them into some lash glue and put them on your face. It is actually really easy to do, and I think it's an amazing look. You can be so creative with it. You can experiment with different flowers, with different shapes, and honestly I think this would be a perfect look to go to Woodstock or the Monterey Pop Festival. So if you try any real flower makeup look, I would love you to take a picture of it and send it to me or tag me on Instagram. I would love to see your creations, and I bet you all are going to look absolutely stunning. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love you to give it a thumbs up and maybe even share it with a friend. It supports me, it supports the channel, and it would mean a lot. If you're interested in all things 60s and 70s, like the makeup, the people, the music, the pop culture, the counterculture, make sure to subscribe to this channel because I upload multiple videos every single week all about that, and I would love to have you around. I hope you have an amazing day. Go out, enjoy the sunshine, take yourself some time to focus on you and your mental health today, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys!